Hey guys, it's Julia and welcome back to my channel, and for today's video I'm going to be doing a non-spoiler book review for The Merciless by Danielle Vega. This is a young adult horror novel about a girl named Sophia who it is her first day of school, and she's moved around a lot, so she's kind of used to this and, you know, the whole making friends thing, and she sort of falls into the wrong crowd, hence the rest of this book. And I just wanted to say some warnings that this book does deal with an exorcism and it does have a lot of blood and gore, so if you can't read about that kind of stuff, just be aware it's in here. If I were to like compare this to something, it'd kind of be like Mean Girls meets Supernatural, which sounds odd, but sort of, I don't know, a lot of people wouldn't agree with that, I don't think, but a little bit. Like, it has the similar vibes, you know? In this book, again, we have our main character, Sophia, and I was really annoyed by her, to be honest. Considering she's moved around so much, you think she'd be kind of used to the peer pressure and not fall into the crowd and to not follow the crowd, but she's not. And you just knew this book was weird near the beginning when they try to baptize her in the school bathroom. And like, the thing that bothered me most was Sophia was just like, cool, yeah, let's go along with this. This is a great idea. I'm like, what? It's like, come on, like, she's been through this kind of stuff before, so you think she would have been more aware. And also, like, these things are just generally problematic. So, I mean, yeah. So she was irritating. She just did like everything they said. It's next up in this book for a character. We have Brooklyn, who is kind of like the girl with the bad rap. A lot of people say in the back of the class she like whispers all these demon words and all these spells or something weird, and so she has a bad reputation. And Sophia's friend Riley in particular hates her, who's kind of Riley's like the leader of that group that she just invites Sophie into, and she hates Brooklyn. And of course there's that little thing to it that Brooklyn used to be friends with Riley, and then something happened and not anymore, and now they hate each other. And yeah, so Brooklyn doesn't have a good rap, especially when Sophia's with Riley. She hears about Brooklyn through their heads. Riley was a very interesting character. She was naive in a lot of ways. She thought she was being very religious and very, I don't know, she thought she was a saint. And then she's like, God forgive me, and then she goes and cuts someone. I'm like, it was weird, guys. Like, it was really weird. But those three characters were kind of like the main leads, but Riley and Sophia kind of had two more girls in their group. But those three were like the most important. Writing style, I thought it was nice. It was nothing like spectacular, but it did keep you reading. Once you get to the point where they're at this house, then the book just flies by. Like, I didn't want to put it down. It kind of had that addicting factor to it. It was a quick read. I was enjoying it when I was reading it. Like, I was always like, what the hell's like, when I wasn't reading it, I was like, huh, I wonder what's happening at that house and how Sophia and Brooklyn are and all the rest of them. So the plot of this book, I thought it was really unique. I haven't read something like this. I was also surprised by all the blood in it. I don't usually mind that in my books. I just wasn't expecting it from this one. And it was just such an interesting story, and it was so bizarre. It had that element to it that it was like not realistic, but it was like in a high school setting, so it felt so much more real, if you know what I mean. And it kind of was like these popular girls that think they're like some goddesses and they're saints and stuff, and then things go horribly wrong, which, you know what I mean. But good. I enjoyed it. It was a fun and fast read if you're looking for kind of some spooky read for this time of year. Definitely pick this up. It's really interesting, and I think you guys would enjoy it if you like spooky books. Again, if you can't read about blood and gore, don't read this. And if you don't like how I described the plot, you probably won't like the book, or I just described it bad. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I actually ended up giving this book a 3 out of 5 stars. I did enjoy it. I loved the addicting factor, and the storyline was really interesting, but it didn't blow me away. I hated all the characters. Not that you're supposed to like them anyways, but I just had some other issues with it as well. And it just wasn't like mind-blowing. It took me till that point we get to the house to get into it, and even then it was like, what the hell is happening? It was just bizarre. But if you're looking for something spooky, I would suggest picking this up. It's not like my top recommendation for spooky books. It convinced me to pick up book number 2 because this book leaves up on a cliffhanger. So just know that. So there is Merciless #2, and it released this year actually. It's like a pretty gulp one. I haven't read it yet, but I bought it recently, and I'm so excited to read it and to see what happens. And it was good. I don't know, it was interesting. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought of this review, and if you've read the Merciless, or if you've enjoyed it, or all that kind of stuff, or if you want to pick it up, or maybe you don't want to pick it up, or all that sort of stuff. Let me know down below, and I'll see y'all very soon for a new video. Bye!